Tonight, the death toll in a terror attack on a Jerusalem synagogue is climbing. 5 people were killed, including a rabbi with Detroit connections. The attack itself is stunning. 2 Palestinian men, armed with knives, axes, and guns, stormed the synagogue during morning prayers. 4 rabbis were killed. 3 of them are U.S. citizens. An Israeli police officer also died of his injuries. 6 others were hurt. It is the first time in the long-standing conflict between Israelis and Palestinians that worshippers inside a synagogue were targeted.
Obviously, we condemn in the strongest terms these attacks. This is tragedy for both nations, Israel as well as the United States, and our hearts go out to the families who obviously are undergoing enormous grief right now.
Both of the attackers were killed by Israeli police, and tonight the Prime Minister says their Jerusalem homes will be demolished as punishment. So tonight we've learned one of those rabbis who lost their lives in the attack does have a Detroit connection. 7 Action News reporter Tara Edwards joins us live with more on that part of our coverage. Tara.
Well, Glenda, we spoke to some people who know the rabbi, and they tell me that he and his family were loved and respected by so many, and they are devastated about what happened.
It's horrifying. It's tragic.
The brutal murders of Aryeh Kupinsky and 4 other people in a synagogue in Israel during a Tuesday morning prayer service is hard for many who knew him to believe. Rabbi Kupinsky was one of 3 American rabbis killed in the attacks. It's believed the men responsible were Palestinian cousins armed with meat cleavers.
He was an incredibly gentle person. He never had anything negative or anything harsh or anything like that. He was just a really, really gentle religious soul. And, you know, for us, it's just unfathomably tragic that he was murdered in such a brutal manner.
Rabbi Kupinsky may have spent most of his life in Israel, but he grew up in Metro Detroit and was a member of Young Israel of Oak Park.
He was a student in my son's class at a local school. He was a young boy. This goes back many years.
He was a student at Akiva Hebrew Day School in Southfield. Rabbi Noam Stein, the school principal, was taught by Rabbi Kupinsky's father and tells me his family was highly respected in the Jewish community.
He's somebody who, you know, we've all of the children in the community really looked up to. This was the rabbi's son, and he went on to himself be a rabbi and an important teacher in Israel.
Rabbi Stein says students here were informed about the devastating news this morning.
We held special prayers during prayer service for the families, and also there are unfortunately a whole bunch of people who were pretty gruesomely injured.
And Rabbi Stein also tells me the Rabbinical Council of America held prayer vigils across the country tonight for the other victims, the victims' families, and for a resolution in the Middle East. Live in Southfield, Tara Edwards, 7 Action News.